Hey folks, it's Arch here, welcoming you to episode 3 of the Let's Play Jurassic World Evolution series. When we left off, we were looking to get a new genome to 6% and just keep on building our genome progress for our existing dinosaurs. The one that we're aiming to get to 60% is the genome for the Hyungosaurus. So I'm going to we'll get the dig team to head back there to bring back some more fossils. Just check the notifications here in our control room. Okay, so we've got some Ceratosaurus DNA. That's medium quality. And some poor quality there. As well as a fossil which we can just sell. Okay, one thing I want to look at constructing now is a hotel for our guests. This increases your guest capacity at the park. Just try and squeeze it in. There, I think that should be all, connected to the path. Yes, it is. And it's also covered by this substation's range of influence, so we don't have to build a new substation for her. Notice some weird lighting effects on the trees as the camera pans around. If you see here in the center of the screen, I think what I'll do is I'll just pause here for a second and just adjust the graphic settings to try and eliminate that because it's a bit jarring. So just give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. I've just tweaked the settings and that's cut down on that a little bit. Still present, but doesn't seem as obvious as it was. Just trying to put it to the back of my mind so it doesn't bug me as I'm playing. So we're making healthy profits, 141,000 per minute. I think we could probably go ahead and get a second Ceratosaurus in our exhibit. So we'll incubate another one there and release her when she reaches maturity.
A contract just landed on my desk. You need to take a look.
We'll accept that contract. We have a
I'm Owen Grady.
expedition in the field already.
I've seen things I'd rather not talk about, but it hasn't dampened my commitment to the dinosaurs. The raptors more generally, and me and Blue specifically. We have a special relationship, like what I have with Claire. Less complicated. Anyway, nice to meet you.
Okay, just while Owen Grady was saying his piece.
We need to keep looking for other dinosaurs we may be able to domesticate. Well, more accurately, put on the road to domestication. The way we'll be able to control them is by letting them control themselves, their natural hierarchy. That means we need more samples. This expedition can help.
Yes, while he was saying his piece, I just wanted to go ahead and check our research that we've got available, see what we can start unlocking. And our dig team has returned.
You got a knack for solving problems.
And conveniently, that's completed
especially around here.
The contract that George Lambert just issued. And we've got a reputation
Without
reward.
Exceptional security,
Too
nothing
Farthest
else here would be
2.0.
possible. That's our mandate. And on Isla Muerta, you're showing the rest of us how it's done. You're deserving of this reward.
So we've got 2 Hyungosaurus fossils. With any luck, the combination of the two will be enough to push our genome progress to the north side of 60% to complete this science division contract. Obviously our science division reputation is suffering because we've not done a contract for them in a while. So it may be worth taking a few science contracts. If you're not aware, when you do a contract for a department, whichever one that department may be, you get a nice reputation boost with that department, but you have a reputation lost with the other 2 departments. So you have to balance the 3 if you focus solely on one, and you'd not get anywhere with the others. So it is a case of mixing and matching and trying to strike that balance. so that you're steadily increasing the your standing with all three of the departments. Okay, so I think if we get a couple more dinosaurs at our park.
Responsible management of our animals is key, as is creating a safe environment for our visitors.
Yes, if we get a couple more dinosaurs released into the park, well, into the exhibits, I believe that'll do enough to push us above 3 stars, which will unlock the next island, Isla Muerta. So I'm tempted to go ahead and try see if we could incubate a Huangosaurus. It's got 58% viability, so we'll give it a go. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and get a Struthiomimus incubating alongside, because that's got good viability, and we know that these the Struthiomimus are very social creatures. I see that would... Oh, it was a Struthiomimus that failed, okay.
One of your dinosaurs has failed to incubate. I never said bringing back dinosaurs was gonna be easy.
Okay, so we'll just sadly discard our Struthiomimus and we'll try again. We'll go for another Struthi. As I was saying, they are social creatures, so they can happily tolerate having many members of their species sharing their enclosure. And our other dinosaurs are all pretty comfortable in terms of population. Okay, so our second Ceratosaurus is ready for release, so we'll release her into her enclosure. She can go ahead and acclimatise and become familiar with her mate. I say mate as in friend, you know, the colloquial term, rather than mate as in, you know, breeding partner. But then again, as Dr. Malcolm does tell us, despite them both being female, life does find a way. Okay, so that's Struthi.
This time a Ceratosaurus.
Made it to maturity. So she can be released. Oh, and now we can also release our new Huangosaurus.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Struthiomimus.
There we go. These extra dinosaurs got us the unlock for Isla Muerta.
Yes, Site C, more commonly known as Isla Muerta. A newly developed island. The name, roughly translated, and I do mean roughly, the island of the dead. Fitting. Humorous, even.
So now we have the choice to make. We can either remain here on Isla Matanceros, so we can jump over to our new island and start park operations there. You are allowed to jump back and forth between all your parks at any time you choose, so, you know, leaving now does not rule out Isla Matanceros for the rest of the game. We can hop back any time and do some more work there. So, as variety is the spice of life, I think it's a good idea to actually go check out our new island. I have been here before. You start off with your park in disrepair due to a recent storm, well, an ongoing storm, so the first thing we're going to do is get our rangers out and about in the park and get them repairing the damage.
As if prehistoric creatures weren't enough to contend with, on this next island, Isla Muerta, you may have some meteorological events. You know, storms, extreme weather, that kind of thing from time to time.
Okay, so you can see the repair icons
As you can see, the weather on this island can be a little
in 4
temperamental.
locations.
First thing you're going to want to do is fix any damage this storm has caused. You should use a ranger team to get the park operational again. Oh, and don't forget to close any emergency shelters when it's safe to do so. Guests won't spend their hard-earned dollars huddled in a bunker underground, will they?
Yeah, it must have been quite the storm. And it seems that bad weather is often a precursor to bad behavior from the dinosaurs. If you believe that everything is connected, the so-called butterfly effect, and I do believe it, by the way, then one small change is all it takes to create a series of toppling dominoes leading to rampaging dinosaurs. And they don't make a butterfly net big enough to stop them.
Okay, I didn't time that right. I wanted to repair just as I drove through, but never mind, we'll just circle around to the second damaged fence. Okay, so the repair is done. As you see, we've got the storm icon here. The storm is still in progress, and this icon means our emergency shelter is open. So all our guests and staff are currently huddled inside the shelter. Once the storm passes and abates, we can close the shelter, and they'll go about their daily business. And there we go. So that's the storm passing now, so we can close the shelter. Now, in terms of buildings, that's what I want the map. If we expand this icon here, this tab, so you can see we've got the military shelter. We've got a couple of gates on our paddocks, 2 creation labs, a ranger station, a small power station, a storm defense station, substations and viewing galleries, but we don't have any expedition centres, we don't have any fossil extraction centres, we don't have a research centre, so these are all things we're going to want to go ahead and build. For now, we'll go ahead and just take a contract. Oh, sorry, not the mission contracts, which are here. Okay, we can't do that yet because our reputation with each division is too low. Your reputation does not carry over from park to park and island to island, but your genome progress is carried over. So that's good. So I think what we'll go ahead and do, we'll want to get an expedition centre so we can start unlocking more dinosaurs. We will also want a fossil centre, so the fossils that our expedition guys return from the field, we can actually extract the DNA from them and start working towards the genome progress on our dinosaurs. And I'm also going to go ahead and just put down a research center as well to enable us to continue to unlock new genetic traits, new building upgrades, and stuff like that. I've got room just on the edge of that. No, we haven't. Maybe a bit further down here. Obstructed. Ah, we had it there. There it is. Let's just check our overall map. So we've got room to both. I don't know which orientation we're looking here. So we'll say the left and the right to expand our park. Nothing to the top, and obviously we've got the ocean to the bottom, so we're not going to be expanding in those directions. Okay, now these guys, you've got a path linked up already, but you don't, so to extend our path network. Otherwise these buildings are not going to be operational. We also need to extend the power grid through new substations, so those two are both covered by that one. Up here we have no coverage, so looks like it's going to have to be there. Let's run the power lines down into the network, then everything's connected up. Now, because we now have 2 expedition centres, obviously we have one on each island, we have now unlocked extra dig sites. Now the ones I'm going to go to are these ones here in China and Mongolia, because these will give us the Velociraptor. And that's something we want to start breeding and having on display. I also believe we've unlocked extra research. Yes, we've got new traits available. We can improve up to a heavy steel fence, which makes them more durable, as well as a viewing platform, which gives greater visibility. We have a monorail station available, so we can expand the monorail network. We can increase the incubation capacity at our creation labs. We'll get the medical treatments done first, because we don't want to be having to research those while our dinosaurs are suffering. We have low power because of all the expansion we've just done, so we'll get a second power station. Trying to find a good spot to put him in. Obviously, don't want him, you know, in the middle of the park, or, you know, the more guest-oriented areas of the park. So it looks like, oh, did we have a sweet spot just there? Yes. So we can connect that up. Need a path, obviously. And then we'll have to put a path around if we want to continue our expansion to the left side of the map. Okay, so we're not going to be making much money yet, because we have no dinosaurs.
Congratulations. Your completed research has led to a new item.
Obviously these have no... well, he has no power, this creation lab. Okay, now the power is... oh no, it's not back up yet. As soon as this power plant completes construction, we'll use this lab here to begin incubating a few Struthiomimus. They're cheap and they have a high viability rating, and we need to get some dinosaurs in. So we'll incubate 2 simultaneously. Then we can release them. Let's just see what our expedition team brought back with them. There's our fossil center. Ah, platinum. We'll definitely sell that. And some Velociraptor DNA, medium quality and high quality. Now, I have had Velociraptors before, and they broke out. Well, the one dinosaur I had, she broke out. That was because her comfort rating was too low. She was agitated, so she started attacking the fence. The reason her comfort level was so low? She had no pack mates. She was the only Velociraptor within her enclosure. Obviously, as you've seen the films, you know that Velociraptors are, at least in the Jurassic Park universe, they are social animals, so by not having several of them ready at the same time, the one we did have got a little bit pissed off about that, broke out and just ran riot on the guests. Want to avoid that this time, so
I'd strongly suggest you consider taking this contract.
So in order to avoid that, I'm not going to release any Velociraptors into their enclosure until I have several, at least 2 to release. Because otherwise, in the meantime, while we're waiting for the second Velociraptor to incubate and be released, there's a very good chance that our first one is going to be like, nah bro, fuck this. And just, you know, go and end somebody's holiday rather abruptly. Okay, let's see if we can Can just about afford the Edmontosaurus, so we'll go ahead and incubate her. And now that we actually have living, breathing dinosaurs in our park, we should start seeing guests arriving. Got some staff members just hanging around, but no guests as of yet. Unless we... Yes, here we go. Our first guests are starting to arrive. At some point, I might actually extend the monorail out this way and put a station more centrally located, because at the minute, obviously they're not going to want to go and stare at expedition centres. They're going to want to go and stare at dinosaurs, and it's a bit of a trek for them. I've got more people arriving now anyway, so 134 out of 200. Not yet making profit. Hopefully once our Edmontosaurus reaches maturity and is released, we'll start getting more people through the gate and start seeing profit trickle in. So there's not much we can do for the time being, not with 22,000 and decreasing. So it is going to be a case of just waiting around for a while. There we go. Our Edmontosaurus did make it to maturity. So we can release her into the enclosure. There we go. That gave us a visitor count bump. Which also gave us 170,000. Oh, sorry, 150,000. Which means we can just about afford a... But I've never actually got into negative. I don't know if you can exist in negative equity. So if I go ahead and get that Edmontosaurus until it's fully incubated and ready to release, actually our profits are going to... Oh no, it went up then. Oh, we're still making a loss. I wonder if we can get a gift shop or 130, 170, 120. That's a better balance between fun and shopping. Obviously that's primarily shopping based. Does give a little bit of fun, but I want to balance the two at the minute because obviously we are limited as to what we can afford right now. Let's go ahead and place the gift shop down. That's also obviously going to start making us money as well. Hopefully between the dinosaurs and the gift shop we'll... Ah yes, we're now in profit. Excellent. Not much profit, mind you, but it's profit nonetheless. I'd rather have a little trickle income rather than, you know, nothing. This enclosure, I think, will be our first carnivore enclosure. And we'll probably go ahead and just start with the Ceratosaurus. Obviously these enclosures are a little bit smaller than the one we started with on Isla Muerta, so we probably won't be able to put as many dinosaurs in them as we were on our first island, but we have all this room to expand and it's relatively easy terrain as well, so plenty of room to put down bigger enclosures and bit of that can house more dinosaurs without them getting too pissed off about it and wanting to, you know, eat fences and people. Well, I suppose these guys wouldn't eat anybody, they'd just, you know, crush them. Which is still not a way you want to go. But I think we can get away with another Struthiomimus. Just check there. Yeah, everything's good so far. They're very happy. Their comfort level is at 100%, so... Oh, shit. So So one thing we need to do is start building up our genome progress, so the amount of failed incubations starts to decrease. Okay, we can just about afford another one, I think. I think they are 30,000. Yes. Doesn't leave us with much money to spare, but we're still in profit. And the profit's actually increased to just 9,000 now, just below 10. So that's good. Okay, while we're just idling around, take the rangers out for a spin. Going to visit our dinosaurs, see what they're up to. Maybe get a few photographs which we can sell for a bit of money.
Can't wait to see that.
Okay, we'll release the second Struthiomimus now. She's ready to go. Here she comes. Getting diminishing returns, but that's okay. Still helping us out at this early stage, so it's worth doing. Perhaps if we can get one of them socialising together. They do actually go and stand next to each other and, I don't want to say talk, but they'll chirp at each other, which is fascinating to watch and good to see. So how's our profits doing now? Still on the ups, now up to 14,000. How's a gift shop doing? Selling lunch boxes for $2 profit. I'm going to sell the night vision goggles. And we'll retail these at, say, $30. Oh, so we can put more staff on duty. For just 28 guests. Don't think we need to do that right now. But as we get busier, obviously we will want to make sure we have plenty of people on duty. I've just had a thought. Actually, our account, our bank balance isn't shared across the islands. So while we're struggling for money here, we're going to have plenty of money on our first island. Let's have a look. Yeah, 2.25 million. So rather than waiting around to, you know, be able to pay for expeditions and DNA extraction, why not just send them off from Matanceros? Because we can afford it quite comfortably at this park. And it's a hell of a lot better than just sitting there watching numbers slowly tick up. So let's go to Mongolia, then Neme Formation.
Ah, the Huayangosaurus. Another member of the Stegosaurians.
Do keep up, he's been here for about a week now. Just having a quick check on all our dinosaurs. Just making sure they're all okay. No distress here. As you see, certain dinosaurs, it takes more or less for them to become agitated. And they'll become agitated if the comfort slider hits the that red zone. Obviously the Harangosaurus, if his comfort level drops to, what's that, say 50%, he'll start trying to break out of his enclosure, whereas the Struthiomimus, that looks like maybe like 10%. So certain species are a lot more tolerant than others. Compare that to our Ceratosaurus, and that's above 50%. So certain dinosaurs you definitely want to keep an eye on, and you definitely want to make sure they're kept happy and satisfied. Especially the bigger ones. So that is something to be aware of. Let's get some more research started. We'll get the Campylobacter bacteria treatment unlocked. We don't have any fossils to extract at this time. Just check our genome library. Our Velociraptor progress is up to 31%, and that's with just the 2 fossils we returned earlier. So we're still some ways off being able to incubate a Velociraptor, which is a shame. Would be interesting to put them in this pen, actually, see what happens. I imagine 1 Velociraptor versus 2 Ceratosaurus, it's not going to end well for the Velociraptor, but if we had a pack of them, say 3 or 4, against, if they could pick off a Ceratosaurus by them, on its own, your money's got to be on the Velociraptors in that fight. Of course, we could always modify their genetic traits to give them an edge. We've got that, I think we've got that tooth hardness unlock, which is obviously going to increase their bite damage. Okay, so 2 good fossils there. Excellent. And something we can just sell on. So our research is done. Let's queue up some more. Dracorex. Metriacanthosaurus. Nodosaurus. Gigantosaurus. Kentrosaurus. Mamenchosaurus. How do you unlock these ones? That's just division ratings. I do have access. I do have the deluxe version, which is what I assume these are all about. Okay, so if we got the science division rating up to, what's that say, 60% on Isla Muerta, we could unlock the Crichtonsaurus. Let's go ahead and see if we could do that. Oh, so it's literally just 1 mission per island, okay. Per team, per island. There's nothing to stop us taking a side contract off them.
An opportunity has presented itself.
Intuitive learning. Okay. That's going to have to be researched, I believe, because I don't think we have it at this time. So, genetics. Oh, the Indominus Rex genome. Very interesting. So which one do we think is intuitive learning? There, that one. Good guess. Well done, me. The fossils. Oh, so we need to send them back out again. So we made a start on the Velociraptor. What else have we got? Corythosaurus and Ankylosaur. Yeah, we'll go for them. There's 2 new dinosaurs there. Regardless of what fossils we bring back, we're going to get something new. Nearly up to $200,000 a minute at this park. How much can we expand? I've not actually checked the map on this one. We've got a little room. We could put something down here. We could put a couple of enclosures down here as well. It's a shame. The map's quite small, actually, now that I think about it. Hopefully the maps will be increased in size later on. That would be nice. Okay, we're still also at this science contract to get a new genome to 60%. So I guess now we've got a choice. We can either get the Hyangosaur to the 60% or the Velociraptor. For my money, it's going to have to be the Velociraptor. Gotta be. Just a much more interesting dinosaur. But for now, we'll end this episode here. This has been episode 3 of the Let's Play Jurassic World Evolution series. Obviously, we've got our second island unlocked, but for now, we'll just switch back to our first island. Because here, we've actually got the funds available to conduct more research, do more DNA extraction and recover more fossils, rather than just waiting for Isla Muerta to grow. So I hope you enjoyed this series, guys. I'm enjoying playing it.
A new contract just came in. I think it's doable by you.
And I hope you guys, if you are playing it, you're enjoying it as well. I've pointed out a few things that I'm, I won't say unhappy with, but a few things that I'd like to see tweaked or improved upon. That's always the case. No game is perfect, so I'm not too worried about that. So, thank you for watching. And I hopefully will see you in episode 4. Look after yourself, guys. Bye-bye.